Hi there, this is Lou Adler. We're here for our weekly recruiting hot tip. And as always, these tips are geared to three groups. Number one, if you're a candidate, you'll find some great insight here on how to present yourself. If you're a hiring manager, you'll have an opportunity to understand. And this week's topic is, are you an achiever? So if you're a hiring manager, you'll be able to discern very, very quickly if your candidate you're talking to is an achiever. And if you're a recruiter, you'll be able to use the phone screen and the work history review to determine if you have an achiever as one of your candidates. You'll be able to do this over the phone, so not hard to do. As always, what we want to do is push you to our website, adlerconcepts.com. If you look at the events, we got lots of free events, lots of training courses. We see a robust set of tools here that are available for everybody, candidates, recruiters, and hiring managers alike. Obviously, if you'd like more information, email us at info@adlerconcepts.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Lou A, and join our recruiters wall if you really want to get some insight and share information with a bunch of other recruiters. So let's get right to what an achiever is. And I want to talk about how you find this out in a basic screening interview. So let me just kind of go through what the basic screening interview is, and you'll quickly see how important and where you use this identifying the achiever pattern. Certainly the first minute or two, you're just kind of getting to know each other and talking about the job and the candidate. But then I quickly get into, within 3 or 4 minutes, I get into a work history review of the candidate, usually lasts 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm looking specifically for this achiever pattern. We'll get into that in a moment. If I see the achiever pattern, I review the job with the candidate and discuss it, see if it makes sense to get serious. If the candidate looks pretty good and the candidate's interested, I say, let's dig into your most significant accomplishment, and I compare that to the needs on the job. That's how I determine job fit. Then if there's a good fit and it looks like a career move, hey, important to go forward. So let's get into the achiever pattern of what we try to determine during that work history review. First off, what's an achiever? Let me just define it as the top half of the top half. This is a person who's B+ or better. They make an impact. They meet the performance objectives of the job. They deliver high quality, consistent results, and the results tend to get bigger and bigger and bigger each year. They work well with multifunctional teams, and those teams that they work with get bigger and bigger each year. If they're technical, they make some kind of technical impact. And there's tend to be some kind of upward progression. That's what I'm looking for. That's what an achiever is, the B+ or better person who makes things run, gets the job done, gets promoted. Now, what I'm looking for when I'm going through that work history and going through that resume, I call this the primary evidence. Did the person get promoted? Did they get promoted faster than average? Do they get some extra compensation? A bonus, an extra raise? I'm looking for those kinds of things. If they're a real manager or technical, they teach people, they coach people, they advise people. I'm looking for evidence of that. That's what achievers do. Do they mentor other people if they're a manager, or have they been mentored? And I look for the pattern, both as a manager and as a subordinate. What kind of recognition do they have? They have kind of honors and awards, and they're getting it consistently, and what are they getting it for? If they're a manager, they have a track record of hiring top people. So I'm looking for that. Critical stuff. Do they have a track record of performance that I can see grow? Is that track record with quality companies and quality organizations and strong academics? If the person's technical, do I see white papers and patents there and a pattern of them? Do the person get assigned to bigger and bigger projects? That's what I call the achiever pattern, the top half of the top half. If I think I'm talking with a good person, then I say, but I don't see that. I say, nah, something's wrong here. Maybe it's the presentation. I'm looking for, then I'll say, okay, I'll take some secondary evidence. Does this person seem to be consistent and reliable? Do they seem highly motivated to do the work required? Not telling me they're motivated, but I see it in their background. Are they chosen first or regularly for big projects? Good people, that's what happens. They get put on these projects. They get chosen by them. Are they exceptional in one or two critical areas that are critical to this job? If they have some employment gaps, are they filled with self-development projects? Because top achievers are constantly improving. So this is what I say. This is what I call the achiever pattern. I see it in the primary evidence or the secondary evidence. If I see it, now what do I do with it? If I'm a recruiter, the role that I have is before I even interview someone or as I'm interviewing someone, I'm looking for this achiever pattern in their work history review. I can determine that in 15 or 20 minutes. If I decide they have it, I'm going forward and see if there's a job fit. But if they do have it and they got a good job fit, I present my candidates, or I prep my candidates so they can present their achiever pattern. And if you're a candidate, you got to ask yourself first, are you an achiever? And if you are, can you prove it? Review your background. Does it stand out? If I look at your resume in 30 seconds, would I clearly see this achiever pattern just jump out at me? Well, if it doesn't, make sure it does if you're an achiever. And if you're not an achiever, you got to become one. Start taking projects, start going the extra mile, start delivering the goods. And if you're a hiring manager, if you really want to raise your talent bar, you got to hire the top half of the top half. And let me tell you, that's not easy to do because during the interview, everybody looks alike. Sometimes great presenters aren't great achievers. And sometimes people who are quiet and introverted are true achievers. So you got to dig hard to find these achievers. But I'll tell you, it's worth it. It's worth being one. It's worth becoming one. And as a recruiter, it's great placing one. Good luck as you hire great achievers. Thanks.